Welcome to the Waldorf GridIron Club podcast, your home for all things football at Waldorf University, the best small college football experience in America. Hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson, from the secret bunker beneath Bullsdorf Field. Welcome to this episode of the Waldorf GridIron Club podcast. This is Troy Thompson, all by myself here in the bunker. Why? Well, friends, I've literally painted myself into a corner, renovating the stairs to the gridiron bunker beneath Bullsdorf Field. I've painted myself down here, and Andy can't get in because the paint is still wet. So there's that. And so I'm trapped in the bunker studio. And this week I will cover just a few quick updates for you about the GridIron Club, particularly how you can get involved and invested. I know we've got lots of listeners all over the country who follow Waldorf football, WUBALL, as we like to call it here, the best small college football experience in America. And it's important for you to know what the GridIron Club is up to and how we've continued to grow and develop. And so I'm excited to tell you about those changes now and ways for you to get involved and contribute, not just financially, although we definitely appreciate that, but also how to get involved and lend your labor as we continue as supporters, parents, and whatnot of this wonderful football program at Waldorf University. So in the absence of Andy, it's not that he doesn't want to, it's that he can't because I painted myself into a corner, literally. So that's where we're at with this today. But let's just cover some things today. I'm going to talk about where we are now as an organization. The GridIron Club is doing very well. We have reorganized and expanded a little bit. We did have our elections for some of our officer positions, and some of those positions have changed. So Courtney Woogie, who was our longtime president of the Waldorf GridIron Club, has been replaced as president by this guy, me, the one who's talking to you and has wisely painted himself into a corner here in the bunker. So there's that. I am the new president of the Waldorf GridIron Club and happy to serve in that capacity. I look forward to guiding the organization as I do some of the other organizations in the community that I'm also in charge of. And so that's something that we're looking forward to. We've also got so that means that now Courtney is the vice president. And he also does our minutes for us. So when he's at the meetings, which is pretty regularly, actually once a month, he takes care of the minutes for us, and then he steps in when I'm not there. But usually I'm always there. So there's that. And then a new treasurer, Andy Buffington, of course, the co-host here of the Waldorf GridIron Club podcast, has stepped down from the treasurer position and has now been replaced by a wonderful guy, a former baseball player from Waldorf back in the day, and a farmer and a accountant and a variety of other things. So a perfect position for that, and that is Adam Helm. And so Adam is our new treasurer of the GridIron Club. Andy, of course, is still with us. He's the typical co-host here of the podcast when he's not painted out of the studio, but he is also going to be one of our committee chairs as well. So we'll talk about those committees right now. In fact, let's talk about them. We've had some committees before, and I like to direct people to our website. The Waldorf GridIron Club has a fantastic website that is always being updated, and we're trying to make that the central location for people to find information and get pictures and links to all kinds of wonderful things that we do as a GridIron Club. But we're also updating what our committees are. So if you take a look at the GridIron Club website, which is the WaldorfGridIronClub.org, because we are a 501c3 organization, And you can go to Who We Are, one of the tabs at the top, the first tab, in fact, and it talks about boards and committees under our mission and vision. And so the boards and committees, our executive board, as I've already mentioned, now is obviously we've got our president, which is me, our vice president, Courtney, and our treasurer, Adam. Those are the three officer positions. And then we have the committee chairs. So committee chairs now have been expanded. They're part of the executive board as well. And we have 5 committees. So we had 3 previously, finance and governance. It was previously called governance and administrative. It's finance and governance, or F&G, and I'll talk a little bit more about all of these committees in just a minute. Then, of course, we had membership and fundraising committee. We've split those 2 things up now, so we have membership committee, and that is what Andy is in charge of. I'm the chair of the finance and governance committee, and we'll talk more about membership in a little bit here. Like I said, we broke that up from membership and fundraising into 2 committees. So fundraising and events now is a separate committee, and that is being chaired by Trista Helm, who is Adam's wife and a big supporter of Waldorf University as well. And she's already organizing some great things we'll talk about in just a little bit. Our marketing committee has been chaired by Ashley Davison, and she remains in that position. Ashley has done just a wonderful job for the Waldorf GridIron Club. Last year, she's the one that came up with the wonderful digital programs that we present for every home game. Those are great, and that's easy. It's on your phone. You don't have to, find the paper one. The paper ones are provided by Waldorf University for the home games. The GridIron Club does its own, includes the pictures of all of the players, and you get a little bit of information about the GridIron Club. Talks about our schedule, tells you a little bit about Bullstore Field, and just all kinds of interesting things that we do there. So it's a little bit more and specific to the GridIron Club, and it's for our fans, and it's free. And so we want to continue that. And of course, marketing handles all of our social media events and all of our social media marketing. Obviously, marketing's a big role. So Ashley Davison does a great job with that. And we'll talk more about the marketing committee and perhaps some things that you can be involved with in that. And then our 5th committee that we've created this year as well, besides separating the fundraising from membership, is we've created a committee called TAG, which is the Tailgating and Game Day Committee. And we really want to focus on our game day events, whether it's home or away, but specifically we want to really up the ante with our home game tailgating experience and the events that happen there. And that is Shane Euchre, who will be the chair for us in that regard. And so a fun committee for sure in that regard. So let's talk about what these committees are. We'll start with the least exciting one, but a necessary one, and that is the one that which I chair, and that is the Finance and Governance Committee. And so this is where you find all the rules, the policies, the procedures, the creation of the policy and procedure manual. It handles our budgets for the committees. It handles the budgets for the organization as a whole. Of course, it is also kind of co-chaired by the treasurer, who has to be there because it is about finance. And so Adam Helm is a part of that committee, and that is something that I'm looking forward to working with Adam as we develop our calendar. So we talk about our, planning our year out and the following, each season as it comes up, what happens between the end of one season and the start of the next. What are we doing? When are our committees meeting? When is our executive committee meeting? And all of those types of things. So handling our calendar for the year is something that the F&G committee does. It's also obviously where our budgets, like I said, come from. And of course, that is where we keep our running records of where we're spending our money and how we're spending our money and all of that good stuff. So that is the Finance and Governance Committee, and you can be a member of the Finance and Governance Committee if you're interested in kind of the policy wonk stuff of making an organization work. And if you're interested in making calendars, it's typically a fairly small committee. It's not very sexy as far as what are we going to do on game day? There's a whole committee for that. And so you're encouraged to be a member of that committee, my committee, the F&G committee, if you want to. And we'll talk about how you can be a part of any committee that we talk about today, and how you can do that and how you can contact us in just a little bit. So the next one that we want to talk about specifically, what the membership committee actually is. Again, that's chaired by Andy, the co-host here, typically when he's not paying it out of the studio. And that is obviously where we get that's where you come in. That's where we get our members of the Waldorf GridIron Club. And of course, the Waldorf GridIron Club is a organization that is full of parents and full of we want it to be as full as we can possibly make it. So community members, alumni, former players, people that just love Waldorf football and are not even necessarily connected to Waldorf University in another way. People who enjoy being at our game days because they know that we've got the best tailgating in the new conference that we're in, and all of those types of things. So if you love coming to Waldorf football games, or you were a part of the program, or you're a part of the program because you have a player as a parent, then we encourage you to be a member of this organization, the Waldorf GridIron Club. All of the monies that are generated from free will, whether it's events that we host or from the membership funds that we generate, or any of the activities that the team does, all runs through and is funneled through the Waldorf GridIron Club, specifically because we support Waldorf football, WUBALL as we like to call it. And so membership is extremely important. And Andy, of course, has been with the GridIron Club since it was started, and was our former treasurer up until this last election when he decided he wanted to do just membership. And so that is a drive that is going to be heading your way this month as we are now into May. You, for those of you who have shared your email with us or shared your mailing address, we will be sending you ways for you to renew that membership, become a part of the organization financially, and to support us in many ways. And what is so key about a membership of an organization like this is a good, reliable way to contact all of our members. And the benefit to that, of course, is that you will receive our newsletters. You'll get the links to the digital program for every game that we do through the marketing committee. You'll have the insight of what it is that we're trying to accomplish. And most importantly, you'll have an active role in supporting this organization financially. And it does take money to make any program work. You take a look at the big Division I programs, they have boosters as well, and they drive a lot of funds towards their programs. And we don't have the benefit of NIL, and we don't have big contracts and all of that stuff as a small college. We try to make this the best small college football experience in America. The only way to do that is by becoming a member of the GridIron Club, and that is the booster organization for WUBALL. So that is what we're promoting. We'll be sending out our letters. We'll be sending out emails. We'll be promoting it on our social media and driving people towards our website, the Waldorf GridIron Club website that I've already mentioned, waldorfgridironclub.org, where you can click the green button at the top in the tab column and say donate, and that's where you become a member. So let's talk about the membership levels and how you can get there. So hey, you get what you pay for, folks, and being a part of it, well, it fits all budgets, and it is meant for our families. It is meant for our parents. It is meant for our community members. It is meant for anybody interested in WUBALL and just truly making this the best small college football experience in America. And so it starts out at, of course, we're kind of going with the colors of the university. Black is the first level. It starts at $100, goes up to $249, and that is something that is pretty easy to I think fund. And you can do all of this through our website and make a transaction immediately, just like you would be ordering something on Amazon or something like that. So black is the first level, starts at $100, and then purple is our next level. The purple level starts at $250, runs to $499, and the warrior level, then goes at starts at $500 and runs to $749. So then we get a little bit into kind of the championship titles. So like the all-conference level is $750 to just under $1,000 at $999, and the all conference level is a very right there in the middle. You're a big donor, but you're not the biggest donor necessarily. All conference is a great title to have, and we love it when folks join at that level. The All American level is the next level, which is $1,000 to $1,499, and those are obviously critical as well. If you can afford to do that, we think that's a great way to support the program. The champion level is at $1,500, and that runs at $2,499. And then the Hall of Fame level is $2,500 or more. So if you're like me and my wife, we like to be at the Hall of Fame level and support the program as much as we can. And if you can afford to do that, then we would certainly encourage you to do that. But at any level, your donations are tax deductible, of course, 501c3 as far as that organization as we're set up. But it is also imperative, and this is where the money comes from, that we can do the things for the team that the team deserves, in my opinion. So we want to have that best small college football experience. Join at any level. We'd love to have you, and expect to see some information coming your way if we have your email or your home address. And the way we've gotten that is collecting that from either things that we've received from you in the past that we keep records of. And so that's why we're not spamming you. We're not trying to inflate your email inbox or any of that stuff. But we're just we're going to send you information that you need in order to become a member, and then updates after that. And then of course another way that we have collected information is if you happen to participate in the cash prize where the ball lies contest, which is what we do at home games, where you have the opportunity to win $50 if the ball ends on your yard line as assigned in advanced sales prior to the season, and you can get that information as well, or any of the other fundraising type things that we've done. So those are ways for us to collect that information so that we're able to share our newsletter and share that digital program with you, and then of course keep you up to date with what the program is doing as far as the GridIron Club itself. And so if you do not think that we have your email, the best way to join the Waldorf GridIron Club and the best way for us to get that information so we can keep you in the loop, so you can get that digital program for all of the games, and so that you can stay up to date with what the GridIron Club is up to, is you can obviously click and donate, and that's one way that we'll collect the information. Another great way in the meantime is to contact us. So under the Who We Are tab of our Waldorf GridIron Club .org website, if you go to the contact us, it's real simple. It's your name, your last name, your email, and your phone number, and then you can type in a message. So if you want to give us your home address so we can send you a letter in person or invitations for things that we have planned later on in the year, more exclusive events and that type of stuff, that's where you would put that information in. Right now, we would just be asking for your email, and then you put your phone in there, and then that's how you get that digital information for all time. So we appreciate it if you just go to the contact us part, submit it, and then we'll be able to keep you in the loop. And of course, that is also the best way for you to join any of these committees. So if you are listening to this and you say, I really want to be a part of the F&G committee, the Finance and Governance Committee, because I really like making policy for a 501c3 organization and making calendars and such things as that, and setting budgets, or you want to be a part of the membership committee or the fundraising or the tailgating, or we call it tailgating and game day, or tag committee, or you want to help marketing, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. The best way to do that is to let us know. We don't know if you're interested, and we don't know who is interested unless you tell us. And so what makes organizations like this successful in every case is just having helpful people who are willing to lend a hand. And obviously we solicit funds for memberships, but we're also soliciting labor, and you can give both, or maybe it's just one or the other, and we'll talk about that as we continue to go. But the best way to do that is to contact us using the contact us part of the drop-down menu from Who We Are on the Waldorf GridIron Club website, very easy, very simple. You know your name, you know your email, you know your phone number. You send us a message with what it is, what committee you would like to be a part of. And it doesn't matter if you are here in Forest City and you come to the meeting personally, whether it's, and of course, all of our committee members are welcome to come to the executive board meetings that we have about every month, or you just want to be a part of a committee and do that in person here locally. Or if you're across the country, your kid is from Texas or you're from California or wherever it happens to be, you can still have a role to play on a committee because we can Zoom you in when those committee meetings meet. So there's lots of exciting ways to help and to give your input, and perhaps you have some experience and qualifications that just make you the perfect person to be a committee member, even though you're not physically in the North Iowa area where Waldorf University is located. There's no reason that if you're in Minnesota, a couple hours away, or further on down in the southern part of Iowa, or across the country, wherever you happen to be, you can be a part of our committee. And when our committees meet, we'll just make sure that we Zoom in and that you can participate and be a part of making this organization grow and be strong, and most importantly, support our players of Waldorf University football. So that is why membership obviously is so important in a variety of ways, getting that contact information so we can continue to provide that information to you. And like I said, the best way to do that is to go to the Contact Us part, and we will log your information, and we don't sell it. We have no interest in doing that. This is a small organization meant for the fans and families of Waldorf University football, the best small college football experience in America. So that is what Andy's leading up. If you want to be part of the membership committee, do just like I said there, and give us the information in the Contact Us part of the website. Now, I would say, obviously, the more members that we can get, that's what we're going to try. That really drives our finances. That is the largest way that we get our funds, is from our members, and it's not from corporate finances or corporate memberships. Most organizations, including the Waldorf GridIron Club, and we've researched this, 70% or better of the actual memberships and money that comes in to any 501c3 organization is from individuals themselves, not from the necessarily the businesses. Those folks get hit up all the time. Most organizations rely heavily on the individual memberships, and so do we. And so we look forward to having you as part of our GridIron Club and recognizing you on our website, recognizing you on our game day digital programs, and recognizing you by sending you the information occasionally that you need, whether it's our newsletter or whatever it happens to be. So those are big deal things that we need to continue to work on. And like I said, Andy is in charge of our membership committee. And so those letters will be coming out later this month in May, and we'll be sending them out to everybody that we have a list for, as well as our families of our players. And so that way we can continue to drive, and we'll continue to drive our membership throughout the year. But the big push here starts in May through the summer, and as we roll into the season, which begins, right at the beginning of August with our camps, we want to make sure that we're locked and cocked and ready to rock. So that's the membership committee. It's spent a lot of time on that, but it really does drive our organization. Now, how we get that information out there is the marketing committee, and that again is headed up by Ashley Davison. Ashley works for Waldorf University, but she also works with the Forest City Chamber of Commerce. She's in tune with everything that's happening locally. It's the Chamber of Commerce, actually, that makes sure that when families come into town, whether it's for graduation or we have visitors coming to Waldorf or it's homecoming or whatever it happens to be, it's the Chamber of Commerce that inspires the city of Forest City to make sure that the signs are posted so that when you drive up on J Street or whichever way you're coming, you see those "Welcome to Forest City, friends and family of Waldorf University." It's the Chamber that does that. And my sister-in-law, actually, Juliana Burkholder, is the director of the Chamber of Commerce, so we have this great relationship with the Chamber that really helps us promote the events that we're doing. The Waldorf football games are listed on the placards that are posted throughout the community and restaurants, so people know when things are happening, and so that's just a great partnership to have, and it's wonderful to have Ashley, who does all of this really laborious technical and detail-oriented information things that she does for us. The digital programs, like I said, she puts those together for us for every game. But she also is going to be working, and this is where perhaps you're listening to this, or perhaps you have a loved one, maybe a spouse or a inspired responsible teenager or young adult who is interested in helping us generate a team store. So our team store will be coming and will be run through our website, which will be a link to our vendor, and our vendor will provide you with the items that are specific to the Waldorf University, the Waldorf GridIron Club. Now, it's not Waldorf University, it's the Waldorf GridIron Club, which is a different logo. It'll say the Waldorf GridIron Club. It usually has our catchphrase, the best small college football experience in America, or hashtag WUBALL, and the different things that we've come up with. And so those things will all be on our website that you can then order and have prior to the beginning of this 2024 season. However, I know from experience, because my wife is in charge of the marketing committee of the local sports boosters here for the high school, that it takes a lot of work and a lot of talented people that have insight into what men and women and children would like to have for swag. And so if you are a kind of person that would love to be invested in picking out the swag for the 2024 season for the Waldorf GridIron Club, then we definitely encourage you to, again, go to the Contact Us page, get your name and information in there, send us, hey, I want to be a part of the marketing committee, I want to help Ashley, I want to, with the swag, I want to be on the swag part of the marketing committee so we can get this team store set up for the Waldorf GridIron Club. Now, last year we did an experimental team store, which I think worked really well. They will ship it to you so you have it in advance of the season. We can also ship it to the school so that it arrives in time for the players when they get here on campus. There's just a variety of things that we can do. Those are things that committees decide, and they can decide to run a team store that is open for a short period of time, 30, 60, 90 days, just throughout the summer. They can decide to have something open all year long. But it takes people that are talented and knowing what looks good on people, because the last thing we want to do as an organization that wants to be responsible from the Finance and Governance Committee position, which is my committee, I want to make sure that we're not stuck with a whole bunch of inventory that we have shoved in a closet somewhere that runs out of date, that isn't very popular. We don't want that. We want to be able to do everything made for the person who is ordering it, that they get what they want, they get the color, they get the size, they get the type for this particular year, and it's shipped either to them directly or they can pick it up at that first home game, which is in September. So there's just a lot of decisions that have to be made. Those are details that I do not care to be a part of. I just love what they do on the other committees that I'm a member of, or the other organizations that have this type of thing going. I know it works really well, and if you're the type of person that is interested in helping out with the team store development and picking out the apparel, picking out the swag gear for WUBALL 2024, then by all means, like I said, get on the Contact Us page and send us your information. Say specifically that's what you want to be on, and we will include you on that so we can get that rolling. And that's something that we really want to have happen, so we've got that store locked in by mid-June. So really fairly quick in the next 45 days. So time is of the essence, and what a great opportunity to pick out some cool stuff for the Waldorf GridIron Club. And then when you're in the tailgate area or you're at the Waldorf football game, you got that gridiron gear that you might have helped picked out, and it's fun to see people wear that. And they say, hey, where'd you get that? It's like, well, we got it from the GridIron Club. And of course, all of those funds do help us get they go straight to the team. So it goes right to the team to help support all of the things that we do for WUBALL overall. So again, that is part of the marketing committee, and very interested with that. We're also going to be working with our sideline photographers, getting us the great photographs so that they're available, and ways that you can see what your kids are up to if you're a parent, regardless of where you live. So again, that is the marketing committee. So, and lots of other things that Ashley manages for us. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Fundraising and events. Okay, so we split this off from membership because we're a bigger organization now, and fundraising and events. A lot of these do kind of blend into each other. Obviously, if we have an event, we need to use the marketing committee to let people know about it. We want to send out information from the membership list that we've got so that they know about it. So communication is very important to us. And of course, each committee has a budget, and that's with the F&G. So all of these work together, obviously, these committees. But fundraising events was separated from membership because we want to create specific events throughout the year, regardless of whether we're in the season or out of the season, that keep the Waldorf GridIron Club connected to one another, where we can have fun, kind of continue that tailgating experience in support of WUBALL overall. And so these are some of the things. Now, fundraising and events is being, again, chaired by Trista Helm, and she's already put together the first new event of the 2024 season that we've been talking about for quite a while, and she's actually done it. And I tell you what, she's a mover and a shaker. She got this done for us right after our meeting, and so we will be hosting our first Waldorf GridIron Club golf tournament, and that is going to be Friday, September 6th, which is the day before our home opener against St. Francis University. And yes, St. Francis is coming to Bull Store Field. They gave us a pretty tough game last year, beat us up a little bit. Went out there to the Chicago area. They're coming our way. That'll be our community day or night. There's a little bit going on with the time. We want it to be at 6 o'clock. They want it to be at 1 o'clock. They're coming from a little farther away. This is the last time we'll play St. Francis, as far as I'm aware. So we'll see what time the actual game is on Saturday the 7th. Right now, it's scheduled for 1 o'clock. We'd prefer it to be at 6. They don't want it to be that. So we'll see. That time is subject to change. But what we want is, because it's that home opener of the 2024 season, as we're a new member of the GPAC. St. Francis not part of the GPAC, by the way. We want as many folks to come in and really start the weekend off early. And if you've been to one of our community nights, you know that with the work of Waldorf University, the GridIron Club, the Chamber of Commerce, just all of these organizations come together to make this enormous event. It's probably one, with the exception of homecoming, one of our biggest home game tailgating experiences. It's that first home opener. The weather is usually great. It's the beginning of September 7th, and so we're really looking forward to that first home game. Now, it'll actually be the second game of the season. They play 1 week earlier. They go all the way out to Nebraska to play Concordia University out there. But the first home opener, the home opener is on September 7th. So Trista has put together a GridIron golf tournament, and we're excited about that. I'm not a great golfer, but I do like driving around on a golf cart and golfing with people that I enjoy spending time with. So that is, I said with twice. Shouldn't end it in a preposition, but Andy's not here to correct me. So what can I say? Look, it's a 9-hole tournament. It's going to be out in the middle of nowhere. It's going to be at this great location, just west of Forest City, about 10 or 15 miles. It's called Gruis Golf Course, and it's located, it's not in Buffalo Center. It has a Buffalo Center address. It's really just out in the country. And so we're going to play our first Waldorf GridIron Golf Tournament out at Gruis. So lots of room, lots of parking, a beautiful golf course, and we're going to have lots of fun. So we're going to start our tailgating experience for the home opener September 7th, actually on Friday, September 6th. So whether you're a good golfer or not, if you're a family person, your family of a player, and you're looking to come down and you're looking for an excuse to do that, then what a great way to already be here, set up your tailgating early, particularly if it's a 1 o'clock game, and just come in on a Friday. Be here by noon, and we'll get you registered between 12:15 and 12:45. We'll explain the rules. We'll do a shotgun start at 1 p.m. and then about 5 o'clock, because it's just a 9-hole tournament, nice and easy, no pressure. We'll do meals. We'll have a meal, and we'll do the prizes that we'll give out to our flights. And it's $150 for a 4-person team. So we're going to play with foursomes, and we can stack our foursomes. We can do 2-3 foursomes if we get that many people. We'd love to have that. It's $150 per team. That includes the meal for you and your 3 partners. But if you want to sponsor a hole, you can certainly do that. There are 9-hole sponsorships, and that's $300, which does include the 4-person team and the meal. And the other $150 lets you have your name on the hole. So at each tee box, if you've played a golf tournament, you know how this works. And look, there's no reason that family members can't do that and say, hey, listen, it's the Thompson family, for example, if we decided to do that or whatever, or it's your business, and it doesn't matter if you're local or not. You just want to show support. We're looking to sell, again, to raise money. So that's why it's part of the fundraising and events committee. It is both a fundraiser and an event. But they've come up with some other creative ideas besides the September 6th first, hopefully annual Waldorf Gridiron Golf Tournament, and we may move it around and see how it goes. But this year it's going to be a Gruis golf course, and we're talking about some other projects too. There's a meat raffle. Now, this is apparently a very big thing in Minnesota, and careful, now keep your minds clean. I've never experienced a meat raffle before, but Andy was talking about it quite a bit, and it sounds like a lot of fun, where you buy raffle tickets, which again is part of the fundraising for the team, and we come up with we have a variety of meat lots, different types of meat, different types of cuts, different types of things. And so if your number is drawn, you get to come up and pick your lot o' meat, and then the next number is drawn and they get to pick their lot of meat, etc., etc. And so that is something that we're going to probably do. And of course, the only way to make all that happen is, again, by helping hands, being part of the fundraising and events committee, helping out Trista. Again, if you're across the country and you've got ideas and you happen to be good at fundraising, we can Zoom you in. So again, go to the Contact Us part of our website, put fundraising and events committee, or F&E, and we'll know exactly who we need to include in that committee to make this stuff happen. But some of the other things that are fundraising that the team has done this year already, just a couple of weeks ago, they did the spring cleanup. So the guys go out and they basically rent out the team to clean up yards here locally, and we raised some money from that. We want to see that continue to grow and develop. We've got the time. We were done by with the work. We were done, easily by noon, 12:30, and then we fed 75 people with grilled burgers and venison burgers, and that was a great event. But we could go a whole day. We've got lots of people, and so we'll continue to develop the spring cleanup. It mentioned the golf tournament. Here's we've got other ideas, potentially a 5K walk run. I don't know how many of our tailgating crew is keen on doing a 5K walk or run, but maybe if you do it before you start tailgating, then you'll be able to enjoy the tailgating more as you take a load off. I'm not sure. Some trivia night things, a popcorn fundraiser. So selling popcorn through an organization is another thing. Anything that is a fundraiser specifically for the team, and then that of course includes the what we are already doing, which is the cash prize where the ball lies contest for every home game. It'd be the silent auction for the team signed footballs that we have for every home game, and those type of things. So if you're a person who's interested in events, and you don't have to be involved in every single event that we do, but you like planning events or you have some ideas, Trista Helm is the chair of the fundraising and events committee, and we'd love to have you as a part of that committee wherever you happen to be. So lots of good things happening there. And something that she thought of that I don't know if it's a good fundraiser necessarily, but it's definitely well, it probably is a good fundraiser if we want it to be. Some of these could be events, so like if we did a GridIron Club banquet where we recognized our players and that type of thing, that could be potentially a fundraiser, but it's also, again, an event where we just want to have folks come and share time with the team and celebrate our accomplishments for the year. One thing that was a possibility that they talked about, which is an outstanding event, and I'm just very excited about it. It'll be hilarious, and that is an eating contest between the big boys or whomever. It doesn't have to be a big boy. I guess we're making assumptions about people's eating abilities. Offense versus defense. So the 2024 eating contest, and we'll come up with a cool name for it. Maybe you can come up with that and help out with the eating contest, which will be hosted at Waldorf University. It would be cool to do it at the Bowman Fine Arts Center, which is, of course, a big auditorium there where we get all the student body in. It would be fun to do that at the opening of the school year. Maybe that just something in that maybe it'll be in October. Maybe, who knows? Probably not on homecoming. Homecoming is full of other activities, but we'll figure that out. Help us figure those things out and join the fundraising and events committee. Can you imagine how cool that would be to have the amount of revelry between the offense and the defense, the amount of smack talk that would have to occur leading up to that eating contest would be tremendous. And so it probably wouldn't be a tremendously long event, but it could be lots of fun. And so that is something that I thought was just hilarious. And that's part of the things that the fundraising and events committee does. And you can be a part of that. And finally, the tailgating and game day committee. So listen, tailgating is how this whole thing started for the GridIron Club. It's a bunch of guys drinking beer, not just guys, but people out there on the outside of the fence of Bull Store Field, loving Waldorf football, loving the weather, loving football season in general, and just wanting to get together and commune and do it in a place where they can watch great action, great football players, great coaching, great teams vie for the challenge of winning in a great Saturday afternoon or evening competition, and they don't have to drive a few hours away so that they can go sit in a crowded parking lot full of fans from a university you didn't even attend, and so that's a dig on Iowa and Iowa State. But we can do it right here, and that's what we've been doing at Waldorf University. It's one of the things that visiting schools and parents of visiting schools have commented to us positively about the Waldorf GridIron Club and just the experience of the game day at Waldorf University is our tailgating experience. And they can't believe how many people come to our games. And, Coach Ani came from Concordia, Minnesota, so St. Paul, and played in Division II up there at Seafoam Stadium, right there in St. Paul. And they didn't have nearly the number of people that Waldorf University has that come to its home games, and that's in St. Paul, Minnesota. So there's 3 million people in the metro area of the Twin Cities, and of course they've got other teams, in that area. It's not the only college there, but it's just shocking to me that they don't have people that want to just go watch good football. And so it's not that they didn't have people attend; they did, but it was, not that great. And so Waldorf just outshines folks, and that's because of you and making those tailgating and game day experiences so great. We want to make them even bigger, even better. The kind of tailgating experience that involves families and involves, just lots of fun activities. We're not trying to plan every minuscule moment of the tailgating. That isn't what we are intending to do. It is something that we can have a committee for, where we take this tag committee, tailgating and game day, and say, 2 parts. how do we make our tailgating area as awesome as it possibly can be, and how do we make our game day experience in conjunction with that as awesome as it possibly can be for the players and the fans. And so whether that's the design of the from the intro music, the walkout, the warrior walk, the announcements, the stuff that I do up in the booth, how do we make this almost like an NFL type experience for our players, because they've got this tiny window, this few years of their life where they get to play at the university level in the best small college football experience in America. We truly want to give that. We know that, most of our players, if not all of them, are not necessarily going to go on to beyond Waldorf University and play football in the NFL. We have had people that have gone and done that, and we certainly hope that that's the case for those who try to do that. But the statistics are just, that's probably not going to happen. And our players understand that as well. So how do we make that experience in these next few years, for those short number of games that they have, to make that experience for the entire team and the community and the fans in the stands as awesome as we can possibly make it? And listen, this is an area that is full of opportunity for good ideas and people that have just a sense of fun and organization, things that can be going on in the tailgating area that the tailgating committee can manage or set up, but without doing so in such a way that, it becomes a task. So it's a very fun committee. It's a new committee, and it's headed up by Shane Euchre. And Shane is at most of our tailgating game day events anyway. Tailgating is watching the game, hanging out with friends, having some drinks, having that camaraderie, just enjoying good WUBALL experiences. And so we're going to try to make that as awesome as we can. It would be wonderful if we could have this committee just be enormous. And because these are things that have to happen. We have got to, we feed, the parents have been the ones for the last few years that have done a great job of feeding the team. So let's put this into perspective. There's maybe 150 players and coaches and recruits that walk through after the game and are being fed by our families of players who are just outstanding and have been for so many years. But we want to help with that. It is a financial, I don't want to say a burden, but it's a gift that these families have been doing. We want to help assuage some of that so that they don't have to buy everything. We want to organize it. We want to help. We want to help with menus. We want to help do these things. So if you're already a family that is planning on doing this, this is the committee for you, because we've got our number of home games, and then we also have our games where we're on the road. And what are we doing there as tailgaters for our team? And is there food there that we can help provide, and whatever it is that we need to do? So the tailgating and game day committee has got a lot of awesome possibilities, and it is a brand new committee. We're trying to figure out, how do we expand our tailgating area? How do we organize it a little bit better? How do we, help with the, feeding the team? How do we recognize our recruits? Because we want that recruit and family of the recruit experience on game day when they visit us to be awesome. And so how do we dress up our game day even more to make it like an NFL experience? All of those things fall under the exciting tailgating and game day committee. And Shane's a very organized, intelligent, and fun guy, but he can't do it all by himself. So this is going to require many hands, and you're probably planning on coming to the games anyway. But again, even if you're across the country, if there's something that you can help organize, orchestrate, or potentially help fund, including some of those meals, so that we're always able to feed our guests, our recruits, our players, and our coaches after a game. That is something that we really want to help out with and really expand and make just an awesome, professional, unmatched experience that is something unique to the Waldorf GridIron Club. So that is coming. And again, if you want to be part of that committee, you just got to contact us. Go to the website, who we are, hit the contact drop down, and put in your name, email, phone, and say, I want to be part of the tailgating game day committee. You can be a member of as many committees as you want. I realize everyone's time is precious, and that, of course, we're all busy. So anything we can do just out of passion for this program and for our kids, for the families and for the fans of Waldorf University football, that is what the GridIron Club is all about. And so working together with these 5 committees, whether it's F&G, membership, marketing, fundraising and events, tailgating, game day, all these committees are just wonderful. We're excited to have chairs for them. They need help, and we would love to have you as part of our team. And of course, that is how we make this organization what it is. When you also go to our website, and we've got some, we'll continue to update and improve this. I just want to hit a couple of other things for you, just so you know. You can take a look at on the Who We Are drop down. It talks about what the boards and committees are, and we have got some updates to make about that, because it still shows the old officer positions, and we don't have our committee chairs listed, so we got to get that done. If there's when you go to our donors, it explains, again, what the levels are. If you want to donate, the big green button at the top of the page is the way to do that. And again, it is, a tax deductible 501c3 organization, and we definitely appreciate everyone who donates. That is the simplest, easiest way to donate, by the way. And we receive that immediately, and it comes through, and we know about it, and we can recognize you and get everything updated accordingly, including you to our list. And now our projects, what we want to do in the future, that is listed under projects. We also are going to improve that so that you can see not just what we want to do, but all of the things that we've done these last few years. And so we want to be able to share where this money has been going and get that part of it updated as well. And so that's going to be a hopefully continuously improving part of the web page, which is, again, waldorfgridironclub.org. Now, our events page, we'll have you can see when our meetings are going to be listed for the executive boards. We don't have the committee dates on there yet, largely because this podcast is an opportunity for us to solicit help for who our committee members will be. And so some of that scheduling isn't done yet. Same thing as we send out our letters for this month in May, again, soliciting help to be a member of these committees. And so the committee dates for those meetings aren't necessarily listed at this time yet. The season for 2024 will be listed. I know what the season is. We'll get it on the website. Waldorf University's website isn't even updated yet. We're going to get out there first, and that's what we want to do. We want to have an awesome website that's a great tool for you as a fan of Waldorf University football to be able to rely upon. And so our calendar will be there, and that's under the events tab as well. And of course, it'll include the dates for the Waldorf Gridiron Golf Tournament, the date, which is September 6th, and the other things that we are going to be doing. So if we're going to have an eating contest, you're going to know from the events page when that is, and you'll know it by sending us your email and your address so we can keep you up to date with our newsletter, et cetera, with the help of Ashley Davison. And then, of course, the best part is, in my opinion, you can click on the podcast. If you go to the podcast, you on that drop down on the Waldorf Gridiron Club page, waldorfgridironclub.org. The podcast has a big button that says listen now. And of course, then you can it takes you right to the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast website. And all of our seasons are there, and all of our episodes are there. It's a great way to stay in touch with the players on the team, with the coaches, the insights, the antics of Andy and I, and all good things from the podcast. We're one of the few podcasts for a football program this size that has been independently run now for 3 seasons, and it's a big upsell for a lot of our parents and fans. And so it's something that we continue to grow and to develop. And again, it's free; it's out there. Of course, you can support the program. There's a link that allows you to do that. But the best way for you to support the program financially is to just donate to the Waldorf Gridiron Club through our website, waldorfgridironclub.org, which will be, again, a link on the notes of this very podcast you are listening to. So you can go to the website that I've been talking about this entire time. Folks, don't miss out on the opportunity to stay connected, to know what's going on, to get the information earlier than what is even put out by the university if we have it and we feel like we are allowed to reveal that information. You get all the insight here on the podcast from the players and the coaches and Andy and I, and there's no better way to stay in touch. Get that digital program every week before the games to be able to know what we're doing in the tailgating area with the tailgating and game day events, the tailgating and game day, the tag committee, let's call it that, the tag committee, what they've got going on so that you can know what's happening. I would love to do a themed tailgate every game. Obviously, there's a theme for every home game, not just homecoming, but also they do the military and first responder day. They do educator appreciation. Sometimes they do the farmer appreciation. There's just different things that they do. I'd love for us to be able to tie into that in our experience in the tailgating section and, get to the end of September there. And wouldn't it be great to do something with, Oktoberfest? That'd be kind of fun. And so lots of things that you can be a part of. We need those creative minds, the people willing to lend some of their time and money to the Waldorf Gridiron Club. Best way to do it, go to the waldorfgridironclub.org website. You'll find that link in the notes here on the show. You can find all of that information. We're going to continue to update it. Start thinking about getting your team together for the Waldorf Gridiron Golf Tournament. That is the Friday night just before our home opener on September 7th. The golf tournament will be on Friday the 6th at Gruis Golf Course, and lots more to come, and even more and better stuff to come with the help of wonderful and friendly fans of the program like you. And that is it. That's all I'm going to talk about. It's a lot. I did it all by myself. I hope the paint has dried soon so I can escape this bunker. But until then, as Andy would say, forever and always, go Warriors.
You can join the Waldorf Gridiron Club and be part of the best small college football experience in America.
Just visit our website and pick your membership level. Find us and everything Waldorf Gridiron Club related, including professional photos, at waldorfgridironclub.org.
You can also click on the Support the Show link in the show notes to donate.
And you can even use the United States Postal Service by sending your check to the Waldorf Gridiron Club, P.O. Box 125, Forest City, Iowa, 50436.
It's tax exempt, hassle-free, and has a level for every budget.
That's right. Anyone can join, even our rivals.
Show your colors. Join the Gridiron Club today.
Get it?
Got it. Fantastic.
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farm Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. Platformed by Buzzsprout and music by Soundstripe. The Waldorf Gridiron Club is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the student athletes of the Waldorf University football program. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.